So Hasanabi has just been banned from Twitch, and it's raising some big questions about the moderation on the platform. Now, the ban stems from comments on stream that quickly went viral on Twitter and live stream fails, and now people are split between, is it a fair punishment, or is it just Twitch being inconsistent again? So we're going to break down today exactly what was said, why Twitch stepped in, and how this compares to the other bans that we've seen before. And trust me, there's a reason it does not make sense. It is a lot more nuanced than people think, but we're going to get into that and more. Now, to get this out of the way, I can see people already jumping and saying, oh, this person just defends Hasan because he wants to be in his orbit, or this person just loves Hasan, or that, this, that, and the third. I'm just going to keep it up front right now. I disagree with Hasan a lot. I agree a lot with his political views. I disagree with a lot of him as a person. I disagree a lot with that. Like, for example, there is a lot of evidence that he did use a shock collar on his dog. He denied it, and in my opinion, using a shock collar on a dog is deplorable. So if he is using a shock collar on his dog, which there is a lot of evidence to point that he is, it's deplorable. He should stop, and he should apologize for it. But anyway, I'm gonna get that out of the way before people say I'm trying to ride his, I'm not. I agree with him politically. Him as a person, maybe we wouldn't get along. So we're gonna get into the why of his ban. So on one of his streams, he made a comment. I'll just play the clip.
Track protesters, both anti-ICE and pro-Palestinian. This is another big suck my dick to all the Israel writers out there. You rabid ultra-Zionist pigs. You run around going, oh my God, Israel first, Israel first. Why are you tying this back to Palestine? Because this is precisely the same shit.
Now you're probably watching that and thinking, well, what was the comment that he made that got him the ban? I mean, he said some pretty bad stuff before. What got him banned this time? Well, it's the term Zionist pigs. He said ultra Zionist pigs. Yeah, that got him the ban. Of all the things that happened, that's what he got banned for, and he got banned for 7 days from it. Now, Lakari, which I made a video about yesterday, who had child sexual exploitation material on his device, got banned for the same amount of time, which does not make sense. Is why people are questioning Twitch's moderation team, or what are they thinking behind the scenes? You got someone who has exploitation material of children on his device and unknowingly or unwillingly distributed it by showing it on his stream. We've got the same ban as someone who insulted Zionists. You also have people like Asmongold, who has been spouting hateful rhetoric for the longest time, ever since he did his switch over to the right wing. He's, for the longest time, been spouting hateful rhetoric against minorities, against immigrants, against anyone who basically isn't white.
Is actually going to draw more attention onto the Trump administration's effort to deport these migrants to this very hostile prison where some men say they've been tortured.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been here illegally. That's what I think. Maybe then they'll watch this and they'll be like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't show up then. This is, I mean, they deserve to be tortured, so I want to see what the conditions are. Well, here's the question. If they were being tortured, would I agree to not send them there? No, I don't care. Don't give a shit. Shouldn't have come here. And also, maybe that's a good thing now that they know. So they know what's on the table if you break the law, is you get sent to some fucking torture prison in El Salvador.
Yeah, so according to this overgrown cockroach, it's okay to torture people if they're in a country illegally. It's okay to torture human beings. Human beings. This overgrown cockroach is okay with the human beings being tortured.
Well, hey, maybe they shouldn't be in front of the car. The thing is that you're never going to convince these people that it's not, okay? Like, it doesn't matter. The only thing you have to do is crush them. You crush them completely. You never go, like, after you say, basically after you run one of them over, right? Or you shoot one of them for trying to run you over, then you victory lap around it and you send in more people and you do it even more.
Yeah, this is in relation to ICE protesters blocking ICE vehicles. He's telling ICE vehicles, or people who are driving ICE vehicles, to run protesters over with their cars. The same thing that they accused Renee Good of doing and then shot her in the face for doing it. That's the same thing. He's advocating for I don't know how he's on the platform, to be honest with you. Now, the reason why people are saying, or the reason why Twitch is saying he got banned for this, and it's literally in their TOS. By the way, real quick, the only thing you're not allowed to say is a Zionist pig. I know there are other stuff that you can't say, but you can't insult Zionist. You can say Islamist pig. You can say Nazi pig. There's a lot of other things you can say and say pig after it. You just can't say Zionist pig, even though Zionism is literally Nazism. The Zionist manifesto is all about ethnically cleansing Palestine of its indigenous people and colonizing it. That is the most Nazi shit on the planet right now. There is nothing more Nazi than that. I mean, like, ICE is contending with it, but we'll get to that later. They're saying that they are pretending to basically be against Zionism when they're actually using it to be against Judaism or Jewish people, and to be anti-Semitic, but being protected by using Zionism, which is absolutely the furthest from the case as you can be. If you think about this and look at this objectively, and I guarantee you a lot of people won't, they'll just be like, oh, no, he's left liberal, he's wearing a keffiyeh, Be as objective as you can, I challenge you. Look at the clips of Hasan actively showing people, teaching people that it is not Judaism, of him banning people who are saying it's Jewish people, who are being actually anti-Semitic.
It's not about Jewish people or Judaism. It is about Zionism. Zionism is completely different than Judaism. The assumption that all Jews are uncritically in support of Israel's actions is anti-Semitic.
For example, you have Sneeko, you have Myron from Fresh and Fit, you have Nick Fuentes, who are all saying that it is a Jewish issue when it's clearly not. It's a Zionist issue. There's a clear distinction between Zionism and Judaism. And the only person I've seen who's pushing back against it, who is one of the big content creators who pushes back against it, is Hasan. So again, I am against Hasan and a lot of things that he does, but you have to be objective and look at it objectively. He is not anti-Semitic in the slightest. He has endorsed Jewish people in politics. He has made the distinction between Zionism and Judaism, and anyone in his community who tries to be anti-Semitic by pretending to use Zionism is immediately banned. There's plenty of clips of him doing that. I'll see if I can add them to the video. If I can't, just find it yourself. But you'll see it. But you won't. I know the people who are watching this who are against Hasan for the countless stuff that he's done, and yes, he's done some bad things. I'm just gonna sit there and say that the people who are on the other side of this, for example, Tectone, Asmongold, all of these people, I'm sorry, but you guys are not the morality, or the paragon of morality, paragons of morality. You guys are absolutely disgusting in terms of personalities, in terms of your views and beliefs, and what people should just there's just the stuff that you've done. In terms of sexual abuse, exploitation of people, Tectone, Asmongold, just with his hatred and his hateful rhetoric. I'm struggling to see someone who is actually a pure person among the streamers or among the content creators out here. So for people to try and say, oh, look at this, Hasan's been a bad person all along because of this and that and the third, brother, all of you are bad. All of you are bad. The entirety of Twitch over as a whole is just a bunch of narcissisms trying to be better than each other. But I will give credit where credit is due. Hasan is the only large content creator that I have seen that consistently has advocated for humanity. Right? Yes, I agree what he did with his dog is bad, 100%. I think there should be criminal proceedings for that. Anyone who shot collars their dogs, or anyone who mistreats their pet animals, should be held to accountable for that. But sitting here pretending that he's a terrorist, or that he's an evil anti-Semitic person because he used the term Zionist pig, sorry, no, that doesn't sit right with any of us. Doesn't sit right with anyone. The fact that Zionists, people with just look at this.
When there is a war, it doesn't matter who your enemy is, you need to destroy their offspring to prevent them from creating more offspring.
Make it make sense. Why is Asmongold allowed to spew all this hateful rhetoric and not be banned once? Why is Tectone allowed to bring on his rapist father, and also him himself be a rapist and be allowed to have influence on the platform? Why is Lakari allowed to come back after a 7-day ban with having child sexual abuse material on his computer? Again, Twitch, make all of this make sense, because none of it does. None of it does. Anyway, free Palestine. I will see you guys in another video.